Today, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 different Apple Vision Pro app ideas that you guys can build that will basically, potentially, turn you into millionaires. The Apple Vision Pro is obviously a new piece of technology that Apple introduced. I believe in the future, Apple will create cheaper and more user-friendly models that people will buy and adopt. And so by building Vision Pro apps right now, you can basically capture the market and make potentially millions, if not billions of dollars. So the first app idea is basically building a virtual real estate tour app for new buildings. So traditionally speaking, whenever a new building is built, they have this big showroom. And in that showroom, they show people what the building is gonna look like, the designs, what kind of interiors people can customize. But the thing is, a lot of the times these buildings, although they could try and give an accurate description, the person is still going into it not knowing exactly how the building looks like. You could go up to these companies that build very big buildings for hundreds of millions of dollars, and basically for 30, 40, maybe 50K, come up to them and be like, hey, I'm a Vision Pro developer or I'm a Vision Pro agency. And what I could do is, if your company buys a Vision Pro, I could build an app that will represent how a new apartment that the building will sell may look like. Whoever is interested in potentially investing or buying can actually see and experience in VR the actual apartment in of itself and actually customize whatever they want or whatever attributes they might want it to have. For example, a different kitchen or the bedrooms and stuff like that. At the end of the day, these companies are investing hundreds of millions of dollars into building these buildings. So for them, spending 30, 40, maybe $50,000 on a virtual real estate tour app, potentially double their sales because now people will actually know how it looks like. I mean, it's pennies for them. So that's one idea. The second idea is by creating a virtual museum. Now, there's 2 ways you can actually go about doing this. First way is just simply creating a virtual museum. Create a nice big building, add a bunch of art from a bunch of famous old painters, charge people like $10 to download the app, and people can go, interact, learn, just have a very nice museum experience just in VR, with probably a lot more features. For example, like maybe, let's say if it's a museum about dinosaurs, they can actually be transported into an era where there's a bunch of dinosaurs that they could see and feel. But there's also another type of museum that I kind of want to talk about. And basically, it's what I like to call the influencer museum. And what do I mean by this? So basically right now, there's a bunch of talented young artists. Young, old, but basically artists who are alive. What you could do is create a museum, reach out to those artists and ask them, give them this proposition. Be like, hey, look, I just created a virtual museum on the Apple Vision Pro. It's one of its kind. I'll put your artwork, and for every sale I get of the app, you'll get a percentage of it. That way, you'll get money, and on top of that, you'll basically get free influence, because the artist who created art or is gonna upload art to your museum is gonna be basically motivated to sell to his audience, if he has one. For example, if he's a pretty famous artist, has an Instagram or whatever, to go and visit your virtual museum. So this way, you're basically getting free promotion and you're making money, and the artist himself is making quite a bit of money. So those are basically 2 avenues you could take regarding this virtual museum avenue. So the third idea is basically creating a virtual car customization tool for car dealerships. So what do I mean by this? Every year, like big brands, big dealerships, they'll sell millions and millions of dollars worth of car inventory. One of the biggest things when it comes to a car dealership is the aspect of sales, of basically convincing people to buy a car. So by creating basically a virtual car tour app, so that whenever the person is looking around to buy a new car, they could use that app to customize the car that they want and actually see it in 3D and maybe sit in it or try it out. It's going to be really, really cool for the customer experience. At the end of the day, these dealerships are making millions and millions of dollars by selling car inventory. So for them to drop 20, 30K on this basically virtual car tour app that people can use to customize their cars when they buy one, it's nothing for them. And here's a great thing about it. Every year, car companies are releasing new models of their cars. So what you could do is you can find a dealership and basically put them on some sort of retainer deal, so that as time goes by, every year when a car company releases, let's say 10 new models, you could tell them, okay, from now on, when you work with me, for every model that is released that you want in VR, I could create a customization tool in this Vision Pro app for $5,000. And boom, now you have a retainer. Obviously, every car company might create new cars, in terms of the number of cars. Some car companies might create 10 new models, some might create it too, but this is some sort of recurring model that you can use to make money off of building Vision Pro apps. The next app idea that I want to give you guys is basically a virtual architecture design studio. Whenever people are renovating their houses, they obviously, a lot of them hire an architect to kind of design their rooms and make it look nice. What you could do is basically create a Vision Pro app so that architects, whenever they go to someone's house that they want to, for example, renovate, they'll bring a Vision Pro to give to the customers. And in this app, when the customer puts on the headset, it'll basically scan the room and allow the person to customize it however they want, to actually see in person how their renovations will turn out. This is really good because a lot of the times people are spending tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on renovating their place. When you create this app for architects, they will happily purchase it from you to have that edge compared to other architects for their customers. When they actually use this application, they're gonna be like, wow, okay, I actually know how my house is gonna look like after spending tens of thousands of dollars. I'm gonna hire this architect who uses this application, because the architect, a lot of times, they'll also have this Vision Pro that they'll give the customers. For the last app idea, this isn't going to be really an app idea, but it's kind of like an agency model that will give you ideas on what kind of apps to build. So what you're going to be, in this case, is going to be a Vision Pro development agency. And in this agency, what you're going to do is you're going to go and find businesses. It could be any type, literally paintball studios, IRL games, businesses who show off paintings. It could be any IRL event that people normally do in real life. And basically, you're going to come up to these businesses as an agency and you're going to tell them, hey, I really like your guys' business. The Apple Vision Pro is a new piece of technology that's good, that a lot of people are going to use very soon. I can basically create your business for X amount of dollars on the Vision Pro so that people won't just be restrained to potentially going to your location, but also have the opportunity to experience whatever business services you may have in virtual reality. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you guys have any sort of questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.